It's the fifth day, and we're gonna try to get this actually going today. Went and got another part. I'll show you that in a minute. But day number 5 of this Bronco refresh rebuild, whatever it's ended up being. Let's see what we got going on. All right. Well, first off, I'm gonna take this old coil out, ignition coil. It's all rusted and stuff. Thankfully, I had an extra one that had a lifetime warranty on it. So I already went and got the brand new one with a lifetime warranty. You know what's funny to me is when you unpack this, it's got that silica gel in it to keep it from getting moisture on it, because moisture damages them. You can't do that in the engine bay. So the last one lasted 2 years. Hopefully this one will get at least that. And I'm just gonna connect these. By the way, yesterday there was some question as to whether or not I had the wires correct to this module. I did have them correctly wired. I went back and found original photo. I'll try to put it down in the video so you can see. Yeah, it was right. The thing that wasn't right was there was no spark coming from it at all. That's what the new one looks like, all snuggled in. Anywho, about to connect it all. I got a spark plug tester as well. We're going to just make sure everything is still firing like it's supposed to. Yeah.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this special baseball break.
I started day 5. Yeah, that ended in something more important, which is this. So some of what I didn't show you on screen yesterday before I went and did that, watching my nephew play Little League and pitch 9 strikeouts in 3.5 or 3 1/3 innings. Pretty stinking good. I got me one of these spark plug testers yesterday. I tested my ignition side of things, and it's blinking as it should on the spark plugs. So today, since I still couldn't get it to start last night, I replaced a relay. Let me show you. This ECC power relay had a burnt hole in it. I'll try to put a picture on the screen. The fuel pump relay I had already put in. The trailer tow one's fine. Anyway, I did all that. I put in the brand new ignition module. I think I mentioned that earlier. I'm trying to just catch up where we are. So the other thing that I did, I went down to the good old Harbor Freight, got me a fuel pump and vacuum tester. So what we're going to do is make sure I'm getting fuel pressure at the fuel rail like I should. I also went and got me a circuit tester, just a little simple light up And then I got a couple other parts in case we need them. I got another fuel pump down here, and in case we need it, I got a what is this, idle control valve also in case it's needed. So what I'm going to do is do my little troubleshooting test under the hood here and see if I've got fuel pressure here at the rail. There's a little Schrader valve in there. You take this cap off, put the tester on, put the key forward, and see what fuel pressure you get. If there's a problem with that, I may have to start taking all this back apart, pull it all off, and see what's going on. But I'm going to hope that that's not that intensive of a required. What am I trying to say? I'm going to hope that it's not that. I'm just going to hope. Okay, anyway, let's get to testing. So I've even gone so far as to get the old ANOVA out on the old OBD1. Yeah, I'm not getting any codes either, so maybe, I hope not, but maybe my ACM is dead. It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Could be that. All right, so I checked the fuel pressure at the rail. No pressure. Also noticed that the fuel pump was coming on sometimes and then not coming on sometimes. So I've determined it is a fuel pump. So what I'm fixing to do, I'm not about to try to prove that I'm some kind of strong person and get down there and lower the tank by myself, even with the help of a jack that's very, very heavy. I got my safety goggles. What I'm about to do is get underneath this bad boy. I'm gonna take this toolbox off. Take this toolbox off from underneath. There's bolts in here at the bottom, and then there are the same bolts underneath the truck. I already sized them up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna take the toolbox off. I'm gonna cut me an access panel. I've seen all kinds of videos online about access panels for fuel pumps, and then in the future, if there's ever a fuel issue, all I got to do is just go right into that access hatch. And some people hate that, but look, this truck is already a freak of nature. I'm not going to hurt anything. Also, this toolbox will cover that up, but I've got a piece of metal around the back. I'm going to use that as a cover as well. In between, I'll probably tack it on there with some little self-tapping screws. I'll film some of this. I won't film a lot of this, but you get the point. Hey, it's still day 5 in technicality, right? Is that right? Day 5. So as I lay down here on this blanket underneath the Bronco, I want to switch the camera around and show you what I'm looking at. You see that little bolt right there, and the one that's up there in shadow, in the edge of night. Unbolt those two. There's 2 more on the other side of the gas tank on that side of the truck, over by that tire. Then I should be able to move that tackle box, toolbox, and then everything but the shouting should be over. Well, I got to cut a hatch, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, you ever notice how sometimes when you start a project, it turns into a whole lot of other ones? Is it just me? I don't think so. All right, we got up under there, got it all unbolted. Let's see what it looks like when we move it. I like to move it. You like to move it. Do you need a new battery? By the way, that battery is for the winch that you'll see in a minute. This is not a scientific method, but I'm going to do it. All right, with that toolbox out of the way, you can see there's kind of a bed. I kind of like it. So with with the toolbox over there to the side, it's all open. I'm going to get out some of those other things real fast, and we'll get to cutting. Chevrolet trailer hitch, anyone? Actually, I got a guy who wants to buy this. You know why Chevrolets get trailer hitches? So Fords can pull them out of the mud. When's the last time you had a winch? Partner, that's too long. took off the tailgate because I'm going to be working right here. I didn't want to have that tailgate in there. Look at that. What is that? About 4 foot deep bed. Not bad. Not bad. All right. On this next part, you may not want to watch. It might break your heart to see me cutting into the back here. Mega hatch to access the fuel tank, fuel pump, all the fittings, the electrical, all that good stuff. So I don't have to drop the tank since I'm a one-man band most of the time. I will say this. There are write-ups online. There's one on Full-Size Bronco Forum. There's one on Bronco Zone Forum. A couple places around the internet. That's what I'm following. There's also a guy, let's see, he's called Minute Mechanic, I think it is. He does a lot of the Arrow Nose pickups and stuff. He cut a panel. He did a whole series on it. He got the most negative feedback. You know what, though? It's brilliant. It's a brilliant thing to make this access panel. It's like, Ford, why didn't they do this from the beginning? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they want to charge you to do it. They want to charge you a lot more. I'm going to do it so that it's permanently done. And if ever I have a fuel issue, I can basically unbolt the toolbox, move the tailgate, zip out the bolts on the panel that I've covered up, and have access to it without having to get on the ground and call up a friend and say, hey, you want to come help me lower a full or half full gas tank and get all smelly? You don't have to do that. Anyway, this next scene may have sparks. One thing I do suggest, and I did do, I got completely new gloves that don't have any of the fuel and things, because I've been working on under the engine. I had some fuel residue and things like that. So things like that. I don't want to accidentally spark my gloves and, start a fire that way. So anyway, that's why I put on new gloves. It's just a little safety tip. It may not mean that big of a deal. I wish I had some rawhide leather ones, like some welder's gloves, but I don't, not at this time. But gloves are better than no gloves, and new ones are better than used ones, and safety glasses are always a prerequisite. So, hey, be careful. And if you do this, do a better job than I do. Don't attempt this at home. Kids, this is not a toy. It's not a toy. It's my toy. But when you get my age, you can have nice things and mess them up. You can mess up your toys if you want to. Then you can learn how to fix them. One of the things I am going to do is clean this off a little bit, just to minimize the amount of stuff that might fall down in there. It's not for beauty at all because it's about to get ugly. But the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it out. The article that I've been reading says it's exactly 1 foot from where that bolt goes right here on the old seat spot. So go 1 foot right there. I'm gonna mark it. And he goes to the center of each one of these rails. Mark those as well. And then he goes 12 inches from that to give you full access panel. And then basically that's the rub. See what I can do. I will say this, if you're going to try it at home, at least have your phone ready, like filming it. Stay in the lanes. The lanes are our friends. I'm going to drill some holes and then get a snipper. The first transport is away. All that going on, and the mosquitoes buzzing my face the whole time. Let's sweep a little bit, shall we? All in metal. All right, here come the major cuts. Quieter. Quieter. All right, that's a good. And there it is. You're gonna want to see this. Roll that beautiful bean footage. There Jax is. Now I can test it for electricity, test it for fuel pressure, all that good stuff. Hey, so a little bit of an update on the old hatch here. There's something going on. So basically, I got the new relays, the EEC relay. Yes, I got the fuel pump relay. Yes. When I did the pressure test back here off the fuel tank, nothing. So then I was like, I need to do a electrical test. There's no power at the harness here. So maybe the fuel pump's okay. Maybe it's just the issue is the power getting from up there back to here. So I'm going to go under on that side and try to trace down what wire's what. Anyway, if that don't work, man, I'm going to tell you what, I know how to build one of these from scratch. It sure feels like it anyway. Well, you know what I can't believe as I'm laying here underneath the Bronco looking at everything? I can't believe that people figured this kind of stuff out. It's pretty impressive. Anyway, I'm still trying to find the hot wire. I hadn't found it yet. And yes, my the fuel inertia switch, the safety switch, it's on, so there should be a charge going back to that harness. There's not one. There's the hatch, and you'll notice something. There's nothing in the hole except gasoline. There's gasoline in the hole because I took the whole fuel pump assembly, the whole sending unit out. Guess what I found out? That connection right there, the ground to the fuel pump inside the tank. See this old wire here? When I came in here to check these connections, because I was like, why am I getting a little bit of a sound but not a strong sound? And why is it showing the right fuel gauge but not pumping fuel? Well, this ground was loose. It was literally going in and out of there without even trying to do something. So I stripped it all back, put a new one on there. We're going to put it back in and try to get it running. Oh boy, here we go. You don't know like I know. Put my gas cap on, despite the big hole. You don't know like I know. I'm going to put all this into this hole. Yeah, you got to do it. You got to be deliberate about some stuff here. Since you got the sock filter thing to bottle in there, you got to coax it a little, tickle it in there. You'll make sure as you put this in, you got to disconnect the wires, which is what I think must have happened when I had the mechanic do it a couple months back. I think they must have got excited or something. All right, I'm gonna put that back in line with the herein, the way it was, like so. The gasket's underneath already; it's already in there. Put the lock ring on, and we will position this in such a way that as I press down on it, I can also tappy-tap-tap-a-roo on it. Because you got to get all these tabs underneath the lock mechanism. There you go. Once it starts, you just put it to about halfway. And I just noticed I did not do it on this side, so I got to back it off. Just back it off. We got to make sure it's on all the way around. Try to line it up again here. Line it up, line it up, line it up, line it up. Somebody's shooting something over there. I hear it. I hear the percussion of boletos. This part's going to require some better leverage. It's a matter of leverage. About halfway, all the way around. Huh?
What happened to you, Chuck?
Oh, I just found out. Hey, everybody, this is Jason Murph. You're on camera, maybe. I don't know. I might be. I cut me a panel out to get to my fuel sending unit, my fuel pump. So I had this replaced. Well, the pump part, not the whole unit, but the pump, like one of these.
Yeah.
And I bought another one just in case. But I kept hearing a faint, but it wasn't going ring. Like when you turn the key on, you're supposed to really hear it.
Yeah.
It was going, and it was getting no fuel pressure. And I did everything. I put new fuel injectors in it. I did valve cover gaskets. The whole. I mean, I had the thing apart to the rockers. It was open heart surgery. So I got it all ready to go, and nothing. So then I got me a spark plug tester. Everything was working on that. I got me a fuel pressure gauge. And today, nothing was coming out of this pump. I pulled it out. The constant, or the 12-volt power wire was good and solid.
Yeah.
The one that gives the feedback for the float was solid. The ground, I went to pull it out. It wasn't even connected. It was just sitting in the top. So it was working when I had a full tank.
Yeah.
And it was enough, I guess, sloshing, driving.
Yeah.
When I got to half a tank, that wire just decided to go, yee!
Yeah.
So I haven't replugged everything yet. I'm just now getting the fuel lines put back on.
Yeah.
Hopefully getting this done tonight, because tomorrow we got a 6th annual, it's called the H-Town Bronco Takeover.
Oh, wow.
It's down at Bolivar Peninsula on the other side of Crystal Beach, Ramada Beach. Yeah, y'all going fishing?
Yeah.
Yep. She said she just saw you over there. I was like, well, he works over this way. Maybe he's just got to work. No, they're going fishing.
I want to go by,
Yeah.
say hello, see, make sure you're all right.
Hey. back when my dad was awfully good. I'll tell you what, if I hear this thing buzz, I'm going to rejoice. 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 If it do, I might cry.
It's on.
Did you put the key on?
Yeah, it's on.
I didn't hear none. Try to start it. Come on. Nothing?
Can you give us some gas and try again?
Yeah. No. Nothing? But that is that's surprising. I didn't hear nothing. Did you hear anything? Alexa, turn off den AC. I hear nothing. It's acting like a relay ain't there again. All right, we're not going to lose heart quite yet because the battery up there was under 12 volts. I put the charger on it, and I think this has to read a good 12 volts before this fuel pump will cut on. I don't think it'll work with less than 12 volts. From what I know about it, anyway. All right, we'll see. All right, y'all can tell me if you hear anything back here, all right? I sure thought I heard that thing go. Are you joking?
2 hours later.
As you can see, it got kind of late out here on day 5. It is late, isn't it? I want to show you something. Here I am, sitting inside, putting the key in. Let me turn the lights on for you. And look at there. Look what's running. Woo! Yeah. Day 5, and it's alive. You could say 5 is alive.